so much for getting back out into the sunlight. Well, I suppose we'd better get back to town and tell the Jarl what happened.
I've never admitted this before, but I've killed more than I care to admit. I'll just leave it at that.
I see.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
Ah, coming back to town with us, Thonir? You know, at this point, I suppose I've killed more than I would have thought possible. Bandits are one thing. Dragons are another thing altogether. But I think I would take a dragon any day over a vampire. Ugh, vampires. Whoever thought it would be a good idea to send me up against them? I don't know. You know, I've wondered once or twice if Mara has been playing some tricks on me. Now I'm starting to wonder if RK might have it in for me as well. Wait a second. You again?
Yeah? You change your mind? The Dawn Guard could use somebody like you.
You know, we could have used you earlier today. Ugh. No, my answer is still the same. If anything, what I face today is just more proof that I'm not cut out to be a vampire hunter.
That's what everybody says. Right up until they find their throat being ripped out by a pack of hungry vampires.
So you say. Alright, let's let the Jarl know what's happened. Jarl Idgrod?
Well, look at you. If only everyone acted like you did.
What, you mean running and hiding at the first sight of trouble? Well, I suppose you'll be glad to know that the master vampire Movarth is dead.
By the 8, I didn't think he could do it. Now maybe we can put all this behind us. Take this as a token of our gratitude.
Thank you. I don't suppose there's anything else you need.
There is room in my court for a new thing. It's an honorary title now.
I'm sorry, what?
But there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my home. You help my people, and I'll make you my thane.
I'm honored, Jarl Idgrod, but you probably would rather have somebody as your thane who's going to actually be staying in town, and I must be on my way in a few days or so. But thank you very much for the honor.
As you wish.
And good evening to you. I may come back to speak with you tomorrow, or at least to say my farewells before I leave town.
All right then.
Thane? Thane.
If you've business with the Jarl, I'd ask that you speak to me first.
Thane? So, the Jarl of Morthal wants to make me thane. I really need to stop talking to Jarls.
Finally, someone comes in. Kick off your boots, stay a while. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. I got nothing but time these days.
Shall I play some music, or... No, I think I'll just pay for my room tonight. At least he seems to be able to play an instrument, even if he can't rhyme. Or, well,
Look alive, will ya?
maybe he rhymes a little bit too much.
Yeah, keep your dress on.
Oh, Gorm.
Buy you a drink?
Hurry up and order. I ain't got all day.
Oh, well, let me take a look at what you've got.
Tell you something's
What you
got to be
need?
done.
When the time is right, friend. When we're
You
sure.
know, let's see. Tea is not really what I'm in the mood for right now. Hunting brew mead. I think I already have some, but... Ooh, what's this? Argonian blood wine. It's a bit expensive. No, I think I'll take some mead. And that'll be it for now. Say,
The
you know,
longer we wait,
I've heard
worse it gets.
this
Let's talk about it some other time.
lure books. Where is he? Well, wherever he is, probably standing right behind me. I've heard his poetry, and I would guess that the townsfolk here would probably disagree with you about him.
Oh, I know most folks like their bards to have melodic voices, but none of those sausage drinkers are fit to wear Lurbuck's tunic.
Is that so?
Them fancy singers ain't what a real bard sounds like. A bard like Lurbuck sweats poetry and makes you shed rocks for tears. I remember when that old barnacle breath sung a song about a storm. His voice was hard and cruel, just like the sea of ghosts.
I suppose he's a bard ahead of his time then.
That's right, you and me. We're the only ones who got a set of ears that work.
Oh, for the
All
love
of
of
these
Mara.
other fools got cabbage for brains and leeks in their ears.
You know, you're not like the other inmates that I've met in Skyrim. You're actually a little bit more like what I expect back home.
Aye, because Ingarte ain't no maid. I'm a wench, and a damn fine one at that. Ain't no maid got the stones to serve the likes that come in here.
Huh.
In here, we get bandits, pirates, adventurers and soldiers. Lads and lasses with true grit. Not the college and town folk you get up west. At least we used to.
So, how long have you worked here?
A long time. Ain't a pot or pan in this inn I haven't washed 1,000 times over. And ain't a chair or stool that hasn't felt me bottom. I'd say the same goes for the men. Now, some tavern girls don't like it when they get rough. I tell them, be careful what you wish for. If a man don't want a taste of your pie enough to steal a slice, then either he ain't a man or you ain't a woman.
I'm not so sure I agree with you. Considering I've worked in inns and taverns myself, I'd really prefer people to keep their hands off me. I don't particularly like getting felt up by filthy knaves.
Ain't nothing good about that. When a man touches you like that, it's bad and vile and disgusting. And that's the part that's good.
Well, I suppose if that's what you like, just leave me out of it. You must have quite the reputation then.
Aye. Lots of the lasses like to say, Jonah spends all day breaking her back, while Ingarte spends all night lying on it. But you can't believe every little worm that crawls in your ear.
My parents are
Truth
long
is,
dead.
I like being
They
on
lived
top.
wonderful lives. I have no sad stories.
Well, good for you then.
Perhaps one day I'll
So,
visit the rest.
do you get much business out here?
Not anymore, no. Ain't no carriages come by either. Used to be, people wash in from the city, come for the quiet. When the war started, even this place got noisy. That attracts different kind of folk. My kind of folk.
And what kind of people would that be?
Folk that ain't got all their teeth and smell as sour as a hag raven's breeches. Of course, Jonah don't like them sort. Chased even them away. Although she says it was Lurbuck who did all the chasing, I'd call her a sodding harpy for saying so if I didn't need the job. Now all we've got is a handful of freaks who came scuttling across the border when all the Nords were busy stepping on their own pricks.
Uh-huh. Well, it was nice chatting with you, but I'd better get on and have some dinner before I get some rest.
All right then.
You're just gonna stand there and watch me eat? Well, okay, if you want. What do... Oh, who am I kidding? I'm probably just gonna have more of the charred meat. Ugh. I'm looking forward to being done with that. A bit more of this water. Actually, I bought that mead for a reason. Oh, and I have plenty of it left. So I'll just have a bit to celebrate. That was strange. Well, I don't know about... Hello, Lurbuck. I don't know about you, but I'm done with vampires.
How are you holding up, traveler? Don't be afraid to rest early tonight. You've earned it. Don't worry. I'll drink enough for the both of us.
Thanks, Swamp Knight. I appreciate it. Wait, how'd you get there? Weren't you just behind me?
Morthal used to be a quiet place, but then the world used to make sense.
I don't know. I'm beginning to think that the world never made sense in the first place. Evening, Jonah.
There ain't much to offer, but if you want a place dry to spend the night, I'll rent you a room.
You know what? I think I'm just going to pay for my room tonight like any other person would. So tell me first, what is with the orc over there anyway?
Lurbuck? Fancies himself a bard. He pays, so I let him stay. If I had any customers, I'd be worried about him annoying them, but, well, look around.
Well, I've got a few customers anyway. I don't think business in Morthal is as slow as you think.
I always felt a great deal of guilt running from Nightcaller Temple and leaving my friends to die.
Anyway, I'd like to rent a room tonight.
Are you joking? You just rented a room for me.
Oh,
All right, then.
I suppose she's grateful for me helping out with that vampire problem. Well, that's nice. I am going to get some sleep. Good night. So, I met the court wizard Falion the other day. I understand he's let you set up near his home?
That's right. It's not an ideal location, with the inn on the other side of town, and rumors about Falion don't exactly attract my sort of customer.
Is that so?
That being said, the very same rumors make Falion more welcoming to outsiders. Being a fellow Redguard doesn't hurt either. Not to mention spell swords can use his enchanting table to embolden the weapons they purchase at my shop. So, like I said, all in all, not an ideal situation, but not entirely a bad one. That, and he's the only one who had the space.
Well, sounds like a reasonable choice then. But tell me, the information I've gotten from the locals is a bit vague. What exactly do the rumors about him say?
Oh, the townsfolk say he raises the dead and molests children or something absurd like that.
Lovely.
Which is what happens when you're a master conjurer and choose to adopt a small child. As if mages can't be fathers too.
Ah, I see. Well, it seems like you've got a good setup here to get started. Though I'm curious, what are you planning to do if the Thalmor invade? Aren't your skills needed in Hammerfell then?
Actually, the Thalmor are precisely why I'm here in Skyrim.
Really?
As Somerset Isle and Hammerfell are divided only by a narrow sea, many say that our kingdom is the vanguard in the defense against the Aldmeri.
Yes, I've heard that.
During the height of the war, blacksmiths were said to be in high demand as the Dominion spread its tendrils over the southern coast. However, after the Second Treaty of Stros Mackay was signed, there became a surplus of weapons and a sudden shortage of Thalmor.
I think I see where this is going. But tell me, what happened to the blacksmiths in that case?
Many of us were forced to become farmers, or worse. At least the men were saved the indignity of becoming a tavern wench. When Ulfric started his rebellion, I stowed on the first ship to Solitude like a fly chasing manure. Of course, the other smiths thought I was crazy. They said burly Nord men would not go for such an elegant weapon. I aimed to prove them wrong.
Interesting. I would be interested in buying one.
Unfortunately, I have yet to furnish this place with a proper forge, and haven't yet begun the process of crafting them. Cheap Nord weapons can be forged with just an anvil, but a scimitar is not just any sword. My brothers in Hammerfell would scorn the smith who dare forego the delicate process created by our forefathers.
So, what if I wanted to craft one? Could you train me?
You might as well ask me to turn wind into rain and the moons into stars. The blacksmiths in Hammerfell dedicate nearly half their lives to learning their craft. And yet, you wish for me to pass this knowledge as if it were the time of day. I am no sorcerer, Sirrah.
Okay, fair enough. I can't say I'm exactly a brilliant smith. It was worth asking, though. What about the one that you have on your table, though? Is that for sale?
Alas, Sirrah, that's not for sale. I like to keep a sample for any skeptical customers who might doubt the sword's utility. It also serves as an example of my previous work with which I can compare craftsmanship. Without it, I cannot be certain whether the quality has been degraded by the tools I have at my disposal.
That makes sense. I have heard that a good craftsman never blames his tools, though.
If that were the case, I could trade my hammer for a club and smelt iron with a stove. Oh no, I am afraid you are mistaken, Sirrah. Tools matter every bit as the man.
Right. I suppose the, Skyforge is an example of that. It's not just Yorland's skill that makes Skyforge steel so good.
Until next time.
Oh, by the way... You might not have noticed this, but your shop seems to be infested with bees.
Oh, that. You may not have noticed, but there's a large beehive stuck to the roof over the firewood. I was going to take it down, but Agni begged me to let the infernal things live. With most children, I tend to ignore such petulance. After all, children may be noisy as Nirnroot, but their memories are as fickle as a brothel wench.
You have a way with metaphors,
with Agni
my friend.
having lost both her parents and that child in the fire, well, Phalion thought it best not to add to her loneliness.
I see. Well, I suppose the bees aren't that big of a deal. I've only been stung maybe 8 times so far.
That many? I wonder if it's possible to charge you for them.
Speaking of how much you charge, how's business doing?
Benner came by the other day asking if I made those curved Akaviri weapons. The ignorance of these brutes continues to astound me. He probably saw my desert garb and assumed I was a Khajiit.
I was recruited as an acolyte of
Yes, well, Benor... I don't know about him. He, if I'm not mistaken, is the one who promised he would help with the vampires and then ran away. Well, it's getting a bit late, so I'd best be on my way. It was nice talking to you, and thank you very much for letting me use your tools.
All right.
So, Anumla.
So, what's the plan?
Well, that's a good question. I hope you like the new gear that I made for you. It seems to suit you in any case, but if there's anything that you'd like different, just let me know. About the plan. Well, Movarth is dead now, and Morthal should be safe for now.
Yeah, the town seems much more at ease. Although people still don't look Valiant in the eye. Only now, it's out of guilt.
Yes.
But in all honesty, while I didn't fear Valiant, I suspected him. It's just after what happened with my old company. Even my doubts have doubts. And with Agni living with him, I didn't want to be responsible for another orphan.
Yes, I can't blame you for that. Well, the townsfolk may have suspected him, but at least thankfully they never acted on that suspicion.
Valiant probably has Idgrod to thank for that.
I imagine
Although
so.
I suppose the townsfolk are the lucky ones. Outside of maybe Benor, the townsfolk are just that. Townsfolk. And even Benor's biggest weapon is that mud crab he calls a face.
Heh, yeah. Well, I guess what happens next is up to you. I wouldn't mind the company if you want to continue traveling with me, but I am going to be leaving town now, and I don't know if you have other business here. I'm heading towards Ustengrav next, which is why I've spent the day preparing, doing all that alchemy and smithing I've done. So, if you'd like to follow me, I'd be happy to have you come along.
You lead, I'll follow.
Alright. It's good to have you with me. Alright, Arander, where did he go? Oh, he'll catch up with us, I suppose. For now, I would like to go and have a talk with the Jarl, since tomorrow we'll be leaving. And I still haven't found out yet what her stance is on the war. Let's see if she'll be willing to talk now that I've helped save the town. Jarl Idgrod, good evening.
Well, look at you. If only everyone acted like you did.
You know, I'm not sure if that would be a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest. I was hoping that you would allow me to perform for you, my Jarl. My usual trade is as a traveling bard, but I haven't had much chance to show my skills yet. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right then.
Let's see. This should be good, I hope. Oh, wait. Before I do anything, putting down my shield. Alright.
Tamriel is full of wisdom and magic, if one is willing to look for it. Few have their eyes open.
I hope to be one of those who does. It's certainly been an eye-opening experience so far. Well, what did you think of the song? Oh, thank you very much. Well, tomorrow I will be leaving. But before I go, I am a bit curious. You haven't really mentioned your politics. Where do you stand on the war?
I stand where I have always stood, here in Morthal. Now is not the time to fight amongst ourselves. I fear dark days approach, and all of Skyrim's strength will be needed.
Coming from you, that's not particularly reassuring. But it does seem to me that you're a Jarl who stands for her people. And, well, you're certainly standing in any case. Thank you, Jarl Idgrod. I'll take my leave of you now. Good evening. Well, she's a strange one, but I can't say that she's the strangest person I've met so far in Skyrim. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. We're heading to Ustengrav, and I need to make a decision about whether or not I'm going in there alone. This is supposed to be a test, but after some of the things I've been through recently, I'm not sure it's a test that I can complete all by myself. On the other hand, going in with help requires trust. I'm not sure how much trust I have in me right now. Well, I'll sleep on it. And who knows? Maybe I'll have more dreams to tell me what I should be doing.